I'm thinking of calling the police because he's been gone longer than 10 days.
And he hadn't called you, hadn't emailed you?
No, I couldn't get hold of him. The phone was like, it went straight into voicemail. So his friend said, well, let me see if I can get hold of him. And he did. He said he's in China. He had a different mobile number for him.
Different life, a whole separate life?
Yeah, so he had a separate life, 2 mobile numbers, 2...
OK. I mean, obviously we're condensing this very quickly, but you'd been then together for 13 years, and one day he came home to you and he confessed to all of this. He told you a strange story. We're going back now to 2010. Tell us what he told you. He came in and he said he had a friend who had a Chinese nursery.
Well, yeah, basically what happened was we had 2 lodgers in Welwyn Garden, and he came here and he said his friend Jed, who had a girlfriend who was a Chinese nurse, wanted somebody to marry her so she could stay in the country.
So Ray said, I'm that man?
No, no. The 2 lodgers, they were both single.
Oh.
They turned around, well, you know, we would marry her. Didn't hear any more about it. That was it.
So he never mentioned it again?
No, never again.
So then he goes off to Wales. He said, I've got some extra shifts,
Yeah.
I'm chauffeuring, I'm earning us lots of money. You find out through this friend that he's in China. So when he came back, what did you do? Did you confront him? How did you...
Yeah, I said to him about going to China. He said, no, he didn't. And then he said, well, I did, but it was top secret. So I said to him, oh, so your code name's Pinocchio and you work for MI5. So, you know, why are you calling me Pinocchio?
But did you think at this point, Beverley, because it sounds, you know, very incredulous, this story.
Yeah.
So were these warning bells not going off, A, that he lied and told you he wasn't married?
Because it was over a period of time, because it was such a long time. It wasn't like it was all happening at once. This is what the...
Well,
so
what happened at once, that he had married a woman in a visa wedding and he got paid for it, 10,000 quid, so he was doing all right of this. But, and then he just started to fall in love with her and live with her part-time. You were suffering throughout all of this. When did he actually admit all of this to you, that he was a bigamist?
He never did. Still to this day. Never
so he's
ever
a
admitted.
fantasist, is he, or just a liar?
He's, I would say, water-mitty, basically.
And was he living quite near to you with this other woman? Nearby?
Well, I'm living in Welwyn Garden, he was living in Harrow. I didn't even know that at all.
So when you did see him...
we moved out of Harrow.
Yeah. When you did see him, did you have no inkling that he was leading this double life?
No, I didn't know. I mean, for someone just to act normal... I mean, if you married someone who...
Yes.
Like a chauffeur, who does night work and day work...
Sure.
How would you know any different?
Well, funny enough, you're not the first person to tell me a story like that to do with drivers. He admitted his crime on December the 4th last year. He admitted forgery and bigamy. We have to also point out, of course, he's breaking the law.
Yeah.
He was sentenced to 9 months, suspended for 18 months. He was ordered to wear a tag. But in court, you feel he showed no remorse to this. He didn't utter a word.
No, he didn't utter one word.
So where... You were in floods of tears in court. Where does this leave you?
Not me, I wasn't. It was the Chinese, the lady who he actually met.
Right. Where does this leave you now, as regards your life?
Oh, I'm just getting on with my life, basically. I've got to start again, really. So and that's what I'm doing. Keep myself busy. I've got plenty of friends, so...
And does it mean you won't trust men anymore? Would you ever marry again?
I don't know. I can't answer. I've got to, if I do get married again, I've got to do my own divorce. Because of what happened, because of the forgery of the divorce papers, I've got to do the divorce.
Beverley,
well, I'm sorry that happened
to
you, Beverley. It's, yeah, it's a really shocking story, actually.
I'm writing a book
for you.
You're writing a book about it?
Yes,
yeah, I am. I'm doing
There's
a book.
a lot of detail.
I think you could get a film out of that as well.
Well,
and get
yeah.
the
I mean,
screenplay.
once you see the book, because it's a lot more detail than you...
There is
Thank
a lot
you.
more detail. Thank you.